Okay, I think we'll go ahead and get started. Happy Wednesday, everyone. Today we are going to give a little update on our team's timeline for this new theme and then walk you guys through what the process will look like once it's time to start with your websites. I have Sarah joining me today. She's been crucial in building this theme for our platform, our Drupal platform, and so she's going to help me with questions you guys might have regarding how this will affect your sites. So we're going to begin with maybe the timeline. As you all know, last September, the university theme team revealed this new IA State 22 theme with the launch of iastate.edu's redesign. At that time, they also released a style guide as well as some component libraries to the web teams across campus, some trainings for us, so that we could begin building this for our platform and our users. We began by working with the CALS team, the CalsCom team, and getting their site migrated. Excuse me. Getting their site migrated over to this new theme first because the mandate from the theme team was to begin with student-centered sites. So we're starting with our college level site, and then we will be moving on to the rest of the student-centered sites first. So for the past 9 months, we've been working hard to build out the components on our Drupal platform. And I'm happy to report that we are just about ready to release this theme and begin working with the next level of sites. So we have a goal of launching the CALS site by July 1st, and we are ahead of schedule for that, so that is great news. Once that site is launched, we will be able to begin working through our list of the next level of sites. So beginning July 1st was our goal, and we are ahead of that, so that's very exciting. At that time, once the CALS site is released, we will also begin, our team will begin the phase 2 of this theme building. So in this phase 1, we really focused on the elements we thought were essential to get sites launched as quickly as possible. And in this phase 2, beginning in July, we're going to build out some of those extra theme components like accordions and full width images and things that maybe weren't needed to launch sites, but will be great to have once they're ready. So I think that is it for the timeline. Next, I'm going to talk a little bit about what the process will look like when we are ready to start switching your sites. So the first step is going to be to meet with you guys, with your website admin team, and kind of have a content strategy meeting. This new theme has a lot of changes that I think a lot of our website owners won't be used to. There's a lot more of an image-centered focus, and it's going to take a lot more thought on your images, and it crops funny, and there's just a lot of things that aren't going to be as automatic as they used to be on our old platform. We're going to talk about a lot of navigation changes. There's 4 menus you'll have to fill out instead of just the main menu. Homepage layout blocks look different. News looks different. Just a lot of things look different. So we're going to begin with this content strategy meeting and make sure that your team has everything in place to have a successful website in this new theme. Once that's ready, and we feel like your content's in a good place, our team will make a copy of your site and move it to our preview server. At that time, our basic features that you're currently using will automatically be styled and we won't have to touch them too much. But there are some things that will need some manual styling. As I mentioned, the homepage will need to be built. Any landing pages you have will need to be built with these new theme components. If your site uses custom content types, those will need to be styled in this new theme. So just depending on how individualized your sites are, that could take a little time. But our team is here to help you and prepare your sites, and we'll make it as smooth as possible for you all. Once we have everything in place on the preview server and we get approval from your team, we are gonna just swap the sites out and your site will be in the new theme. In the meantime, there is a lot you can be working on while you wait for us to reach out to get that theme launched on your site. So over the last 9 months, while our team was developing this theme for our platform, we've also put together this content series kind of breaking down what's in the style guide for that content strategy. So if you are feeling anxious and want to be a step ahead and ready to go and move your site along as quickly as possible when it's time, I encourage you to go to our CALS LAS website and find that resources page and go through some of these webinars, just to kind of get your content ready and move the process along quickly. As always, if you have questions about any of these specific topics, please feel free to reach out to us at web support. I can set up meetings and I can help you kind of have a timeline for having all of this stuff ready so that you're good to go when we reach out. Now I'm going to pass to Sarah, and she's going to talk a little bit about what the theme team released and what you guys can be looking at now.
So hey everybody, if you haven't met me, I'm Sarah Carney. I'm the front-end developer on the CALS LAS web team, and I have really enjoyed this year's challenge of recreating the new IA-State 22 theme for our Sites Plus platform. So if you haven't already started to become familiar with the new website theme, please go to theme.iastate.edu, and that is where the theme team from Central Campus has put all of their resources about how the new theme is going to look, how to make websites with the new theme. And this is the same place that our team has used to find all the resources and guides to implement this new theme campus-wide. So you're going to see what we're going to see. You're going to be able to work with what we are also working with. It's a slightly new paradigm shift for us. In the past, our team has come up with our design based on sort of loose guidelines, and we've been able to do a lot of bespoke things for our clients, but this is a new way of thinking where our role is now to be implementing a theme that's designed by another team. And so we're going to do our best to use the existing theme components from IA-State 22 to meet your goals. We might not have as much leeway as before, but we do have a lot of new tools, which hopefully will help us accomplish all of our website goals. One thing you can find on the IA-State theme website is the style guide, which is a long document that's not just about what size pictures you use, but how to write for the web. There are also sample pages under resources, so you can start to see some examples of what the pages can do with the new components. In the footer of the theme website is a link to a Microsoft Teams discussion forum. At the moment, it's mostly developers, but I think more and more site builders and site owners will be going there to ask questions of the theme team. And that can be a really good place to find out, like, can I use this thing, or why was this designed this way? Because that's the same place that we're going to go with our questions like that. Okay. Oh, so you see at the top of that page, it says website theme and ecosystem. One thing to watch out for is there's a set of rules for Iowa State's main homepage. They get to look special. They have more room for leeway at iastate.edu. But the materials that are provided for the rest of us is called the ecosystem. So it's possible you'll see something available on the Iowa State's main page that isn't available to us. So that's why the theme.iastate.edu is the place to be, because that has what we get to use and what is provided and seen.
Thank you, Sarah. Yeah, and thanks for mentioning that. I forgot to mention, as Sarah said, in the past we kind of had a lot more control over what these sites looked like, and now our job is more to implement this theme. So I'm glad you covered that. At this time, I think we can open it up for any questions you guys might have. No one submitted any questions in the registration process, so there's nothing else that I have unless anyone has specific questions for us. As always, if you'd prefer, feel free to email us instead of this platform. And we are happy to get back to you with thorough responses that way as well. Okay, great. Doesn't seem like anyone has questions. I hope you guys are all
Oh,
excited for
here's
the
one.
new CALS launch. Oh,
From Professor Sakaguchi, when do you envision programs and major websites switching over?
so that I would say is student-centered, so they are in our next round of edits. Beginning July 1, we are, starting with the ones that kind of can be over really quickly, and then handling a couple of complex ones at a time. So just depending on what your site is, um, sometime this summer and into the fall is our early fall is our start timeline process. If you are wondering about a specific site, feel free to email our team.
But
Yeah.
otherwise, we will be reaching out to people, but you can absolutely contact us if you're curious about your specific site.
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay.
So I think this is another question about the schedule for when your specific site will launch. When will we find out we are on the schedule for a content strategy meeting with your team? Again, if you have a specific site you're wondering about, feel free to email us, and we're kind of going to keep track of who is, you know, the most interested. And as long as you have a student-centered site, we will get you on the list as quickly as possible. So a good indicator for everyone will be as soon as that Cal site is switched over in the new theme, that is a good indicator that our team is reaching out to the next first round of people that will switch over. So okay, great. I think that is all for today. Thanks everyone for joining, and have a great rest of your week.